Question here on Nvidia. Looking at the signals, Nvidia's signal has degraded significantly over the past few weeks, losing almost $20 on the top end of the risk range. Given Nvidia's gigantic weighting in the broad index, is the shift to quad 4 possibly signaling a more impactful print in a few weeks? Your signal is ridiculously accurate at sniffing out unforeseen events, so is Nvidia concentration risk large enough to significantly impact the broader market?
Absolutely yes, already has. Now, S&P 500 is less than 2% off its highs with all of this happening. But these are called, in fractal math, we call them emergent properties, okay? Things that are developing that will ultimately perpetuate the next pattern, okay? So what is the next pattern that you're worried about? The stock market blowing up. Nvidia is already blowing up, right? So hopefully you've taken that emergent property out of your long-only book and or taken it and shorted the bloody thing, right? So let's just look at Nvidia. Like yesterday, I mean, I'm measuring and mapping this every day, right? I mean, so we got Nvidia yesterday closes at 118 bucks. The stock was plus 1.7% on the day. The stock traded, interestingly, traded 254 million shares. The 90-day average is 245. So people, what that means is that like massive volume day, higher than the 90-day average. On an update. So what consensus is doing is the opposite of what your question implies. You're trying to risk manage this market. You're trying to understand how a 6% weight in the S&P 500, actually if you add up Apple, Microsoft, and I could go, you can add them up, look at the impact table, whatever their weights are, you're going to be around 15% on those three things. And you know they're negative, right? They're negative, they're bearish trend signals. You got, so you see where it says, percentage weight on, yeah, right there, you got it. So Apple's almost 8, Nvidia's 50. Actually, those two on their own are 15. So there you go. These are massive impacts. A couple points to make. One, where is the risk range? This thing is implying that Nvidia, the probable outcome is Nvidia goes towards 105. 105 to 131 is the risk range. Where is the trend? It's currently under the trend, which is the most important thing, which is why you say our signal is ridiculously accurate, because when trends break, they go down faster. So you got a bearish trend. The top end of the range is inside of the trend. That's very, very bearish, okay? Our analyst is bearish. The signal every day has gotten bearish. The street is trying to go bullish, right? So the behavioral setup is very bearish. You don't really have I can't find a more bearish setup for one of the largest, well, the largest momentum stock in human history than what I just reviewed. So can that and will that impact the market? Absolutely, right? That's why we're not long XLK. We're long XLY, because Amazon looks like the opposite of that. And that's a huge weight, obviously, in the XLY. So I don't know if you need any more of that. I mean, you really still have like, on the other side of it, though, you have like Palantir yesterday, which is widely held. Palantir was up 24% on the day on 230 million shares. So traded roughly the same volume. It's different stock prices, obviously. So the notional value of all that is what it is the difference. But you know, Palantir's 90-day average is 73 million shares. So what the market's doing, and that's why the market hasn't broken trend and seen you've seen collapses and drawdowns in single stocks. The reason is that the market just keeps taking the capital away from these and gives it to Palantir yesterday and gives it to whoever's doing well today from an earnings perspective. And that has created a market that isn't doing with, you know, a lot of people that are tweeting and stuff consistently bearish for a year now. I mean, they're like, oh, I got it. It's like, that's not how you do the job in the modern era, okay? The way you do the job is you grind. Like, you got to go through all of this every single day with a big team. I couldn't do it with a big team, without a big team. I couldn't do any of this, right? The whole idea that people out there are market gurus on their own is so preposterous that it could only be, it shall have no other name, okay? Now, this is not an easy thing to do. You don't have to make a market crash call when you hit a quad 4. NVIDIA is already in quad 4, right? So identify what's in quad 4, act accordingly, and the things that aren't, by the way, they're probably reporting, like Palantir did yesterday, a quad 2. So you know, we review all these different single stock setups on the call, obviously, every day.
Hey there, Hedgeye Nation, or if you're not part of Hedgeye Nation, thanks for watching Hedgeye on YouTube. If you haven't already, make sure to click on the button below there. Subscribe to our YouTube page. You can also follow the link in the description to our website to get even more great investing content.